Before you start the habit on getting more gears for your photography journey, there are a few essential lessons that you need to teach yourself, which are important because there will be situations which your skill will outweigh the gears that you have. There will be situations which you need to use the gears that you have to your advantage rather than getting the new ones due to availability or due to cost. It will be called zooming with your feet. So what is this zooming with your feet? If you guys own a prime lens, it has a fixed focal range, meaning you don't have the ability to be able to zoom in just like your kit lens or zoom lens, which will definitely makes you have two options, either to be able to stand still and compose a shot or move around to get a better composition. And the latter would be really important to be able to get nicer shots comparing with the first option. Now what do I mean by all this? Let me take you outdoors to be able to show you an example of me moving with my feet comparing with standing still. Now if you can see from this footage, I'm moving with my feet to be able to get different angles to be able to frame my subjects up. If I'm using just a zoom lens, I'll likely be very lazy and just using the zooming functions to be able to get a better shot, which might not necessarily give me the outcome which I want. Having stuck with a focal range gives me so much more creativity to be able to compose my shots either by moving myself or to be able to angle it from a different direction, getting more of it in. Look, I'm not saying that zoom lenses will not be able to help you to do the same, but getting a prime lens will encourage you to do it so much more often. And I find myself getting so much nicer shots and cinematic shots with having a prime lens comparing with just getting a zoom lens. In using prime lens, I've taught myself to be able to work within my constraints of having a fixed focal range. And that is really important because there will be situations which you will not be able to bring all your lenses, or some of the lenses might not be available. Not to mention, there are three very key benefits towards having a prime lens comparing with zoom lens. The first is that it's really light, the second is really cheap, and the third, it has very sharp focus in the focal range that it has. So where should you start? I here have my 50mm 1.4 from Canon, which I adapted on my Sony system, but I'll suggest going for the Nifty 50, which cost is only 125 USD. Or if you're planning to just go straight for a Sony prime lens, go for the 50mm 1.8, which is only cost about $250. These options are really cheap and weigh less than 200 grams or 0.5 pounds. So there are three key things to keep in mind that you are able to learn having to be able to zoom with your feet. First is composition. You will require to move around, which will be able to open yourself to more creative compositions. Number two, working within your constraints. Once you are able to work within a prime lens or fixed focal range and not having the ability for other zoom ranges, you try to work within what you have, and in times where you do not have the items which you need, you definitely be able to work around it. Number three, appreciating prime lenses. Prime lenses are very sharp at its focal range comparing with just zoom lenses. It's basically a master of one rather than a jack of all trades. So get yourself a prime lens and start zooming with your feet. You'll be very glad you learned this lesson at the beginning of your journey rather than in the middle once you're stuck in the paid shoots. So do give me a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you enjoyed this video and join the 650 subscribers along with my journey on teaching you guys the basic skills to be able to get yourself started on your photography or content creation. If not, I'll see you guys in the next video.